What is good, everybody, and welcome back to Old School Dynasties. That's basically what I'm going to call it now. Yes, I know you're not seeing the Bengals logo in front of you. Yes, I know it's the Browns logo. And I know the thumbnail showed Baker Mayfield. The thing about the Bengals right now is I need some more time to do the rosters. I won't have that time until the end of the month, which is when I'd be able to get that Bengals video out. But with that being said, today we are going to be making the Baker Mayfield Cleveland Browns a dynasty. Now, it may be easier than what we've already ran into, but we're getting Hugh Jackson the hell up out of Cleveland because he is probably the reason why that Baker Mayfield did not succeed in the role that he was in. And then it was just all downhill from there. So we're going to change it. We're going to change the coach, and we're going to make it the correct route for Baker Mayfield instead of him having to go to the Bucs to then be the player that he is now. Juan Blanco is going to be looking good in the Browns uniform, and he's going to be on this team now instead of the Buffalo Bills. This is the timeline, the canon timeline is Juan Blanco finished with the Bills whenever they stopped being the Bills and they went to San Diego, got too hot, so he went to Cleveland, right back to the snow. So that's a timeline that we're working with. So this one's going to be a little bit different than usual. Usually we have the QBs that are already proven or somewhat proven at this point in the real life situation. So we improve their stats, we give them the superstar and whatever. But Baker Mayfield is going to stay as a star until he starts developing more and more because of the pieces that we put around him. Now, talking about the pieces around him and talking about the fact that Tyrod Taylor is going to be getting packed up so Baker Mayfield can get all the reps, Duke Johnson Jr. is a name that I haven't seen in a while, but he's very young. Carlos Hyde, 82 overall, a young Nick Chubb at running back 3 who has quick development, surprisingly enough. So we might have to pack up one of these guys as well just so he can get his reps. The wide receiver room looks pretty good. I mean, Jarvis Landry coming from the Dolphins, Josh Gordon, Chris Coleman, or Corey Coleman, my fault. The offensive line is good. We need a left tackle. We need a right tackle. So really it's just the offensive tackles that need help. David Njoku, a promising young tight end that's going to improve more over time. And the defense. So they just got Myles Garrett recently, the year before the Baker Mayfield draft. The cornerback room needs help. That's for sure. And the linebackers just need to be consistent. They just need to stay consistent in the spots that they're at. But all the defensive backs need a bit of help. They're all good, but they're not good enough to help Baker Mayfield in terms of making this team better without it relying on the QB play. So I'm going to look over what trades I can make for picks and things like that. We already have the draft classes, as you would know. With Madden 19, we did that one as the first one. And yes, I promise the next dynasty that will drop is going to be Madden 21 Bengals. But we're going to start with Joe Burrow and then do Jamar Chase in the draft after that. I just have to make all those draft classes. That takes a lot of time, and I don't have that type of time right now. So forgive me, but hopefully you end up enjoying this. All right, our first order of business was getting rid of Tyrod Taylor. We got the Bears' first round pick. We sent a 3rd round pick and a 6th round pick this year. We had an extra 3rd round pick, so that's why I ended up making it expendable for a first. So we got to work on some other people, though. All right, so now we packed up Carlos Hyde and 2 4th-round picks for the Bucs' 1st-round pick. As you could see, and as you have been able to see in the past couple of ones, it's pretty easy to get 1st-round picks from teams whenever they need a player. And most of the time, the players that I'm giving up give a little more than halfway, so I just have to put some picks or somebody else, and it does the charm. All right, so that's going to be all the trades that I make for right now. We opened up the spot for Nick Chubb to come in a little bit. We'll probably pack up Duke Johnson at some point. Who knows? But the defense is solid the way that it is. I don't want to mess that up and mess up possibly a good thing. So I'm going to leave it like that, and we're just going to simulate to the midseason mark, see how this team does, and see if we have to pivot in any way in terms of re-signing players, and seeing if we have to change a playbook or not. And at the midseason mark, we are 3-5, which we expected in a way. We have to take a look at who's ready to negotiate. Josh Gordon's contract is coming up. He's only an 82 overall at 27 years old. I mean, his career could have been much better. Michael Kendricks is probably going to be somebody that I re-sign. EJ Gaines, Buddy Calhoun. Those guys are really the ones that I'm going to be focusing on to bring back on the team and see what we can do. Michael Kendricks is back on the team. We're going to go ahead and just go straight into doing EJ Gaines. He's not going to take that much off of our cap, and he's just going to stay for depth reason. Most of these guys should be able to come back and develop just a bit or enough so Denzel Ward can be the CB1 in due time. I'm not going to re-sign Josh Gordon. Takes too much cap space. I need that cap space, and he's just not doing it for me anymore. I say anymore like I've been doing this for like 5 years, but in reality, he's just not the receiver that I'm looking for, and it looks like Jarvis Landry got injured. That is unfortunate. All right, so with the intel of us already having the third pick, the 14th and the 18th, it's going to be in that range. We have to take a look at the players that are at those spots. And with this team, I would like to get a wide receiver, but I would also like to get defense and make the defense what it is today and make it very intimidating. But we could also get A.J. Brown to be that wide receiver 1 for Baker Mayfield's future. Also, Deebo Samuel, Josh Allen to be that left outside linebacker because our outside linebackers are kind of iffy. We could also go defensive tackle with Quinnen Williams, Rashad Gary at right outside linebacker. I mean, we could go straight defense and straight outside linebackers and edge rushers and bolster the defense as much as possible and then worry about wide receivers next year. That could probably be the way that we go since we do have Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase the year after that. We have a lot of options coming up, so we should probably take advantage of the superstar talent that we could get in this draft and then go about it like that. But yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. I am going to add these guys to the board just in case. Quinnen Williams is definitely a guy. Rashad Gary. Jenkins would be somebody if it came down to it, but I just wouldn't get him as my first choice. But I do need offensive tackles, but I'd rather get it in free agency. But we are going to look at the stats since we are 3-5. We're going to have to see what is going on with Baker. Baker's actually performing very well. 2,100 yards, 15 TDs, and 10 interceptions. Oh, never mind. He has 10 interceptions already. Duke Johnson has 372 yards and 3 TDs. Josh Gordon has the most yards on the team with 566 and 2 TDs. David Njoku's right behind him. Michael Kendricks with the most tackles, of course. Emmanuel Ogbah with 9 TFLs. Myles Garrett with 7.5 sacks. And TJ Carey with 2 interceptions. Decent overall. I don't see an issue with the team. It's just we're not able to win games right now, probably because they're just much better teams across the league. So we're going to have to see how the rest of the season goes. I'm not really worried about doing better or worse. We'll just have to figure it out as we go with what we're dealt. But yeah, I'll see you at the end of the season. Oh, wow. We actually made the playoffs going 8-7-1. One of the worst records that I've seen make the playoffs. But Baker Mayfield is progressing way better than Josh Allen ever did on our team, which is very interesting. Our defense, Myles Garrett is up to a 96. He was an 88 at the start of last season. Now he's up to a 94 without Morale, which is absolutely insane. Let's see what type of stats we're going to be looking at here. Baker performing very well. 33 TDs, only 14 interceptions after starting off with 10, and 4,300 yards. Duke Johnson with 895 yards and 4 TDs. Josh Gordon with 1,200 yards, which concerns me because I did not re-sign him, and 9 TDs. I mean, Jarvis Landry's back there, but he doesn't seem to be doing as much. Michael Kendricks with the most tackles. Emmanuel Ogbah with 16 TFLs, but Myles Garrett with 14. Myles Garrett has 17 sacks. And TJ Carey had 4 interceptions. That is wild to have 17 sacks in your sophomore season, and that is very impressive. But we are going to have to simulate this week. We're facing the San Diego Chargers because I'm pretty sure they're still San Diego at this point. I want to look at their roster to see what it looks like. I know that they probably have Phillip Rivers right now, Joey Bosa, Keenan Allen, Casey Hayward Jr., Melvin Gordon, Melvin Ingram, both the thirds of their respective families, Hunter Henry, Phillip Rivers, Jason Verrett, Tyrell Williams, Trevor Williams. They got, like, basically family members on this team. And Derwin James as a rookie. And Travis Benjamin. Wow. A good team. A good team. They could probably beat us, but with the way that we've been going, we started off 3-5 and ended it off 8-7-1. So I could see us winning this game, but we're going to have to see who makes it to the divisional, and it is not us. We lost 31-21. That's unfortunate, but we also didn't even expect to get to that point. So to take a look at the rewards, because I feel like we don't see them that often, we didn't have anybody in the MVP conversation, which we kind of expected. Juan Blanco did not make it to the Coach of the Year talk. Baker Mayfield didn't make it here. Defensive Player of the Year, I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy that he didn't make it as defensive end. Am I tripping? Am I in the wrong? I think I am. I think I might be. Hold on. I think I'm tripping. I'm definitely tripping. Oops, my fault. It's very late. I'm sorry. Offensive Player of the Year. There's Baker Mayfield at number 7. I don't know how Josh Allen's Bills are 11-5 in the first season. We did not do that. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett is number 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Kareem Hunt. But Baker Mayfield was in the top 3. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Whoa. Oh, I'm tripping. He's not a rookie. Best defensive lineman goes to Myles Garrett. I only came here for shits and giggles, but he ended up getting it. So that's very good. But now we're in the offseason. We're in the re-signing period. Now, Josh Gordon just had a very impressive outing for the second half of the season, probably motivated by us not giving him money. But then there it is. There it is. 17.3 mil after signing him. Which, I mean, I can probably wait to see if I can get somebody else. But at the same time, we don't really have anybody behind him except for Corey Coleman. So it's probably safe to get him now and then worry about the 17 mil afterwards. I think I am going to get Josh Gordon, but I want to get him on a cheaper deal. Okay, so he's not interested in signing. I could franchise tag him at 12.9. No, it's okay. It's okay. I won't re-sign him. I'll see what I can do in free agency if I end up needing to get him or I can get somebody else. So we're going to be a little conservative in this year. We're going to get Trent Brown to try to fill in that right tackle spot with somebody better than Hubbard. And then we're probably going to pack up Hubbard to save some money. Because, I mean, we can do it beforehand, but I want to make sure that we get Trent Brown. I'm not really concerned about spending the money this year. Yes, there is Le'Veon Bell, Ryan Shazier. We have Michael Kendricks for the year, and then we can figure out middle linebacker in the future. But I want to slowly progress it. I want to get the players through the draft. I want to get the players the right way through free agency. And I don't want to offload everything in the first free agency. So we need money for next year, and I need to be able to be conservative with it. So after hopefully we get Trent Brown, I am going to pack up Hubbard and then get that cap space and maybe keep it pushing. I mean, with us not getting Josh Gordon now, that probably decides what we're going to be doing in terms of the draft. We could also still go with the outside linebacker situation. It just won't be as heavy, and it won't be all 3 picks. And Trent Brown rejected coming here. So now we don't have a right tackle. It's a good thing that we didn't trade ours. So we can't really do much else in this specific free agency class. Yeah, there's just not a lot going on. There really isn't. the big wide receiver was literally Josh Gordon. So there wasn't really much to do. So I'm going to look through the college players. I'm going to decide, and then I'll talk to you guys about what I'm thinking with the draft picks. So we have the 5th spot as the first one. I don't think I'm going to move any picks, if that makes any sense. I'm not going to trade up. I'm not going to do anything insane because I feel like I can get the players that I need at the spots that I have. Now, the only way that I would do that is if I want to get somebody like Josh Allen and then Quinnen Williams. I mean, I could do it. I could trade my 2nd round pick. I can trade my 3rd round pick and 5th round pick to move up to maybe like the 10th spot or something like that, or within the top 10. That would be good. Christian Wilkins also might drop, but that's also a chance. Dexter Lawrence is there. Elton Jenkins. I mean, I looked through some more. Jonah Williams would be that late pick, that 21st pick, if anything, just so I can have that offensive line. Try to get somebody to fill that spot, especially left tackle because it's the weakest one. I looked at Eric Hill and I looked at Tremont Paul. Both good wide receivers. I would take them in the 2nd round if I still have that pick. But we're going to have to look and see how we can trade up because I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep my 2nd round pick. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we packed up Michael Kendricks because he's getting older. He's taking a lot of cap space and moved up to the 6th pick with the 14th pick. So, I mean, I guess that works. I feel like that was a little too easy because that was the first try. But, yeah, we're moving a younger route. Michael Kendricks is 29. The second these players get to 30 in this game, they start regressing like crazy. I can't really risk that. We just have to see what happens with the rest. But I'm happy with what we're doing in terms of moving up. Now we have the 4th and 6th pick, 5th and 6th pick. So we have back-to-back picks, so we can pick whoever we want in terms of defense, whether that's Josh Allen, Quinnen Williams, or Josh Allen and Christian Wilkins, or whatever we want to do. We can do it, and then that 21st pick is just up for grabs. I don't think I'm going to be trading any of the other picks until it comes down to it. So the 49ers have the first pick. They take Nick Bosa. The Cardinals take Kyler Murray, which is how it goes in real life, and we just did that Dynasty. Quinnen Williams goes to the Broncos. Fuck. Okay. Fuck. The Ravens go A.J. Brown. Okay, so now it's our pick. Now we can choose whatever we want, and I think we're going to do Josh Allen and Christian Wilkins. Now, as much as I wanted it to be Quinnen Williams, we saw that did not happen. So, yeah, we're going to go with Josh Allen. I need to fill in the defense as much as possible. Having Josh Allen as an edge rusher, basically on the opposite side of Myles Garrett whenever we want it to be, is going to be beautiful. Christian Wilkins as a defensive tackle to stick with that 4-3. I don't think we need to really pick between Dexter and Christian Wilkins. I think they're both going to be very good. So we're going to go with Josh Allen. And he is going to be an 86. I completely forgot about that. And a star. And that's basically like superstar in this game, if I'm not mistaken. So, in comparison to the other Madden games. So, 20 years old, 6'5", 256. I'm excited to have him on the team. He was good for me in that Bills rebuild, so hopefully he's good for me here. And then now we have the next pick as well. And we're going to go with Christian Wilkins. Pretty easy pick. One of the faster defensive tackles. His vert jump should be better, but we're going to go ahead and take him. 83 overall out of Clemson, 94, 6'4", 311, and star as well. So I'm good with those picks. Now we can simulate to the end of the round. I like those picks because we needed it. I wish that it was Quinnen Williams, but unfortunately it wasn't. Wow. So Jonah Williams is not here. If that's his name. Jonah. I can't remember. But Deebo Samuel is still here. And so is Chris Lindstrom. Now, we don't need guard. Montez Sweat, we don't necessarily need. I wouldn't see why we would. But getting Deebo would be pretty crucial. And I think that's what I'm going to go with. Because, yes, there is better wide receivers in the upcoming draft classes. But as you can see, we don't have a lot of good picks at this point in the draft. And I need to be able to pick somebody that I'll be confident with, and Deebo's one of those guys. So I'm going to go with Deebo Samuel, bring him to the Cleveland Browns, and he is an 82 out of South Carolina, 6', 216, has deep threat as his top one. I'm excited for it. 96 speed. He should be very good on this team. All right, so we're trading our second and third in this draft. Wow. Dialect coach, please. Austin Corbett for Blake Martinez. I tried to get better ones, so I'm not just trading him because it filled it in. I tried trading for other middle linebackers. None of them wanted him, and he's my backup, and I need a new middle linebacker. So, yeah, that's perfect. And that's going to do it for this draft because there wasn't really anything because we already got Debo with that 21st pick. The players that I scouted were wide receivers, and then all the other players we already had, so there was really no point. So the roster at the start of Season 2 has Baker Mayfield at an 83 overall, Duke Johnson still our starting running back, Jarvis Landry at wide receiver 1, Debo at 2, and Corey Coleman at 3. Our line still needs some help on the offensive tackles, but I'm not going to rush that. It seems like they were doing okay without that last season. David Njoku again at tight end. Then you have the defense with Denzel Ward at CB1 finally, Gaines at CB2, and Bodie Calhoun at CB3. Myles Garrett, of course, is our right end. Christian Wilkins is defensive tackle 1. Ogunjobi is defensive tackle 2 in our 4-3. Emmanuel Agba at left end. Josh Allen, Blake Martinez, and Kirksey all in our linebackers, and our safeties are good as well. I mean, the team is good overall, so hopefully it ends up doing the job, and if not, we got to figure out what to get rid of. And at the midseason mark, we are 4-4, which is good. It's not great, but it's good. It seems like the team is doing fine. Debo's up to an 84. So is Christian Wilkins. Myles Garrett keeps going up. Blake Martinez is up for a contract, though. And I'm not opposed to getting him back. We do have a lot of people that we have to re-sign, though. Which Joe Scobert might just be on the way out. Seth Devolve is our tight end, too. So he probably doesn't have to be here much longer. I'd say I want to get Blake Martinez back for sure. We just traded for him, so I don't want him to just walk, you know? So we'll give him $2 million and 4.5 as a salary for 5 years. I'm excited to sign such a great offer. That's great. Derek Kindred, sorry. We're trying to get back as well. 175 on the signing bonus, $3 million on salary. Offer's perfect. Emmanuel Agba is somebody that I want to keep. Unfortunately, in real life, he didn't really work out because of injuries, even for my Dolphins. But I hope that he ends up, he does not want to come back. So we're going to have to figure that out later in the season. Demarius Randall, I wouldn't give you that, but I'd give you more of this. So I give you 3 years, 3.5, 135. Everything about the offer needs improvement. Okay, go fuck yourself. Sorry. I was trying to keep it family friendly for majority of the video, but you know, it can't last that long. JC Treader. Hopefully he takes this. All right, so that's exactly the offer he wanted. So we keep our center. And Corey Coleman, I mean, we made the same mistake last year, so I mean, I'll offer him this. He doesn't want it. So we're going to have to see at the end of the season how we get those guys back. These two I don't really care much for. So we'll look at the stats on the season to see who's standing out, to see who's doing great and who's not. Baker Mayfield is doing great in passing yards, so that's good. 2,200 yards, 13 TDs, and 3 interceptions. That's very impressive. Duke Johnson Jr. at 500 yards and 4 TDs. Nick Chubb has 8 TDs, though. Debo Samuel about to get the 600 with 3 TDs. Defense, Blake Martinez, of course. Christian Wilkins with 11 CFLs as a rookie. And Josh Allen with 8 sacks as a rookie, beating out Myles Garrett. That's insane. 1 pick for Kindred and 1 pick for Denzel Ward. The team is looking good. It's looking good enough to make the playoffs. We just have to win the games in order to do that. So the players that I'm looking at in this draft, of course, is Justin Jefferson, but we did get Debo Samuel, so maybe that's not the smartest idea. Andrew Thomas at left tackle. Obviously, that D is, is standing out. Pause. Jedrick Wills at left tackle as well. Tristan Wirfs would also be very good. Now the thing is I didn't make any trades before the trade deadline. So whoever is expiring, I can't really use them as trade assets. So that's gonna hurt. There's a lot of middle linebackers we already traded for ours. T. Higgins is an option. Patrick Queen, Antoine Winfield. I mean, we can get all those guys. We didn't have enough points to look at them. I just wanted to see the auto-generated players first. And yeah, I mean, we have the 11th pick. I don't know how the rest of the season is going to go. But it could go well. It could not. But we're going to have to see at the end of the season. I just wanted to talk very briefly about what players I'm keeping an eye on, specifically those tackles, though. And would you look at that, we did make it to the wild card round. 9-7, very good to end off the season against the Cincinnati Bengals, which is kind of foreshadowing what we're planning to do with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, which is a completely different route than I've gone, doing 2 players at once instead of just 1. But I'm excited for that. But back to this, everybody's looking good. Everybody's developing. Baker Mayfield's up to an 84. Myles Garrett's up to an 95. Christian Wilkins is up to an 86. Denzel Ward is up to an 84. Everybody looks good. I probably could have just went with Peppers. I think I did re-sign Kindred unless he didn't like the offer that we gave him. No, I re-signed him. So maybe we could have gone the route of putting Jabril Peppers at that spot, but I think we also struggled to get Randall back. So Kindred could go to free safety. Jabril Peppers fills in at that strong safety spot, and he develops into the strong safety that he's been for the past couple of years, a very reliable one. So, with that being said, let's look at the stats of the end of the season. Baker Mayfield had 4,200 yards, 30 TDs, and 8 interceptions. Duke Johnson had 870 yards and 6 TDs. Nick Chubb getting 13. Deebo Samuel almost getting to 1,000, had 6 TDs. Defense, Blake Martinez had 124 tackles. Christian Wilkins had 15 TFLs. Josh Allen had 13 sacks, 3 more than Myles Garrett, which is wild to me. And Kindred had 4 interceptions. Wow. So the team overall is doing very good. Hopefully they end up doing good against the Cincinnati Bengals. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Cincinnati Bengals to see who they have. They have AJ Green at the top, of course. Tyler Eifert, who is a name that I haven't seen in a very long time, but I remember him from my Ultimate Team days back in like Madden 17, Madden 18, when he was like super young, had like a really good card. Geno Atkins, of course, I remember Geno. Vontez Burfict, I mean, who doesn't remember him in the hit from hell to Antonio Brown that turned him into a psychopath. William Jackson at an 86 overall. Giovanni Bernard, who has always looked like he's 40. Carl Lawson at right end. Joe Mixon, very young Joe Mixon. And Devin White. And everybody else looks good, but I don't see any QB. Andy Dalton, of course. Why would I expect anything else? Of course it's Andy Dalton. But we're going to go ahead and see who ends up coming out of the wild card round against the Cincinnati Bengals. And it is going to be not us. Wow, we have gone back-to-back years losing in the first round of the playoffs. But the fact that we even made it the first 2 years is very impressive in itself. So I'm excited for that and to see what we can do in the next 3 years. So to look at the yearly awards to see if Kyler Murray was in MVP conversations as a rookie, which, I mean, Le'Veon Bell probably had something to do with it. Coach of the Year, we were not in it, which is wild to me. Phillip Rivers won Offensive Player of the Year. Baker Mayfield was in top 5 conversations. Defensive Player of the Year, Blake Martinez was in there. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Deebo Samuel was in the top 5. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Josh Allen. Christian Wilkins was also in the top 5, so that's good to see. But now we get to the point of having to re-sign or let go of players on our team. And yes, Emmanuel Ogba's here. So is Randall, which I'm probably not going to try to get back. Corey Coleman, I think I'm going to go with Ogba first. Try to secure him on the team. I think free agency will be better for me. Okay, have fun. Corey Coleman, I'll bump it up a little for you, just so you can come back. All right, perfect. So we keep our wide receiver, so we don't have to worry about the wide receiver position. If we end up finding anybody better in free agency, then we will definitely take it. But we're going to have to head into free agency to find it out. So, again, there's not a lot of free agents in this one, but we are going after two. Sheldon Rankins to possibly pack up Larry Ogunjobi and Emmanuel Agba, of course. But the Dolphins, of course, are there to try to take him from us. But these two are the only ones that I really have any interest in. Everybody else is kind of iffy. I mean, they have Derrick Henry at the top of this one, and we saw how that went the last time. We're better off with just the running backs that we have. So already Sheldon Rankins rejected our contract, so that's great. And Emmanuel Agba came back to the team. So basically, we just got the team back, and we're running it back, which I'm not opposed to. We just need players, and we need assets to be able to trade up, because I don't think that I'll be able to get the players that I need. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we got the 4th pick in the draft by trading our 21st pick and the 53rd pick in this draft, and Jamie Collins Sr., who was running the bench for the 4th overall pick, which is fantastic, because really, I, in reality, need one player, and that is Andrew Thomas. We can't really go any other route, unfortunately. I want to get Justin Jefferson. I want to get all those big names, but in reality, I can't get them. I would have to trade a star to be able to get those guys, and I need to be getting a tackle of some sort. Now, we could also go Tristan Wirfs. I think he is maybe better. Yeah, he has better stats than Andrew Thomas, so we might go Tristan Wirfs. And we have to move our strong safety to free safety. I can't forget that. But yeah, I need to fill out the offensive line. I think that'll be detrimental in terms of improving the team even more. Maybe we could try to get another first-round pick by trading Duke Johnson, but I'll definitely have to see about that. So finally, we are at the draft. The Buffalo Bills have the 1st overall pick, and they go Justin Jefferson to pair him up with Josh Allen. That is beautiful, because basically that was a trade that they made. They gave up their pick for Stephon Diggs. That pick ended up being Justin Jefferson, which I'm sure they wish that they got now, but they didn't. So the Broncos take Tristan Wirfs, you motherfuckers. And the Titans take Derrick Brown. Okay, so at least they didn't take my offensive lineman, because that's who I need. Andrew Thomas, I wanted to get Tristan Wirfs, and I thought he was for sure going to be there, but I guess the Broncos saw my scouting report, and we're going to have to end up taking Andrew Thomas, 81 overall, much better than what we have right now, 6'5", 315. I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to develop well. We just hope that he ends up being that pivotal factor on our offensive line. All right, we're trading the remainder of the picks for a 2nd-round pick next year. Obviously, because we want more picks to be able to trade up in the next draft, possibly. All right, at the start of the season, Baker Mayfield is still an 84 overall, which is concerning, but Andrew Thomas fills in that line just fine. Right tackle still needs some help. Really can't do nothing about that unless I trade for one. And I might, just to try to help this year more. But defense, we changed it to 46 defense, and it has 100% scheme fit. Everybody fits the scheme, and everybody looks good. I like how it looks right now, and I think it's going to be great for the season. And we're going to have to see how this team does. I'm going to try to trade for a right tackle. If you don't see any trade, it's because I couldn't do it. All right, so we packed up that extra 2nd-round pick that we got, and a 4th and a 5th for Colton Miller, which hopefully does develop quickly, but we got him from the Raiders. Now we do have a legitimate right tackle, so that's going to be our offensive line now. It looks really good. So hopefully it ends up panning out, but now I will see you at the midseason mark. Okay, so the record is 3-3-1. And we're facing the 2-5 Bengals, both teams that were playoff teams at one point. Okay, but with that, we have to look at who's ready to negotiate. And one of the top ones is Myles Garrett at a 95 overall. without a doubt, we're getting him back. Without a doubt. We're giving him a 5 mil signing bonus. We're giving him 10.5 on the contract. I don't see why he wouldn't accept this. I really don't. This is a decent offer. I just need a better salary. Okay, so I guess we'll do 11 mil at the end of the season, but that's not going to be right now, which is not good. David Njoku, though, another guy that we would like to have back on the team. Hopefully he ends up taking this 4.5, 2.5 signing bonus. It's a good offer. Glad we got the deal done. Okay, so that's really about all that I'm comfortable with doing right now. Yeah, we can do Jabril. I'll do it if he takes this. Okay, he's not taking it. Larry Ogunjobi. I'll do this. All right, so we got our defensive tackle back. So we keep that 4-3 situation going. And then we can get our kicker or not. Okay, so I'm comfortable with that. I mean, I'm not comfortable with the fact that Myles Garrett didn't take the contract. But, so the only players that I would be really looking at is wide receivers. In this draft class, there's not really a lot going on otherwise. I mean, Micah Parsons, of course, Patrick Surtain, I would love. But if I had to come down to it, we'll probably be getting another wide receiver to give us some more depth. I feel like that's a big weakness of ours. Quarterback, we have depth. Left outside linebacker, we're good. Right outside linebacker, I think we're okay for right now, even if we move Micah to right outside. It just depends on how we fall and how our record goes and what we can do at the end of the season. But we're going to go to the end of season mark and see if we end up somehow making it with this 3-1 record. And at the end of the season, we finished off with a W. And, whoa, we ended up going 11-4-1. And that somehow gave us a first-round bye because I would have thought that record would put us in just playing in the wild card. But that gave us the first-round bye for the year. And the team looks amazing. The team looks amazing. Baker Mayfield's up to an 87. He's an 85 without that. Jarvis Landry's up to a 90. Deebo Samuel's up to an 88. Corey Coleman's an 81, and that's not changing. Duke Johnson's still Duke Johnson. The defense looking tremendous. Myles Garrett up to a 97. I mean, everybody looks good. Everybody looks great. So hopefully it just keeps up for right now. But we get to look at the yearly awards before we get into anything deeper. Justin Herbert is on the Kansas City Chiefs and won MVP. Wow. And Baker Mayfield was number 6 in MVP talks. Coach of the Year goes to not us. We're the 8th spot. Baker Mayfield was the 5th spot for AFC. Phillip Rivers went to the Buffalo Bills. Where did Josh Allen go? Did he just not perform well after that first season? Defensive Player of the Year. None of our players except for Blake Martinez in the top 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Nobody for us. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Nobody for us. So we didn't have any defensive players that were rookies. But we're going to be able to go to the divisional round. And we're going to be facing the Jacksonville Jaguars, who at this point had a very young and up-and-coming team. And they could give us a run for our money. The Jaguars have Jalen Ramsey as a 99 overall. That's insane. O.J. Bowie, Andrew Norwell, Leonard Fournette, Yannick Ngakoue, Brennan Linder, Telvin Smith, Miles Jack, Chris Lindstrom, Calais Campbell. I mean, this is an insane team. Blake Bortles at 28, somehow leading the offense, but not really because they didn't score much whenever they needed to in a conference championship. But now we get to face them. Now we get to face the 11-5 Jacksonville Jaguars with 99 overall Jalen Ramsey, and the winner is going to be the Cleveland Browns, moving on to the AFC Championship against the Kansas City Chiefs, who we have to take a look at their roster for. Kareem Hunt, of course, is leading the charge. Unfortunately, he had the case. Well, unfortunately for him, he put himself in the position to have a case that took him out of the NFL. for the start of his career, took his prime away basically, took the trust away from everybody. And now he's a 96 overall with Justin Herbert as a 95, Travis Kelce as a 93. This is basically like Patrick Mahomes, but Justin Herbert's just later on. Eric Berry at strong safety, Tyreek Hill, Chris Jones, Justin Houston, Anthony Hitchens, Kendall Fuller, Sammy Watkins, Harrison Butker. I mean, you don't get much better of a team than this except for maybe ours. Patrick Mahomes as a backup to Justin Herbert is just wild to me. But that's the reality here. Patrick Mahomes hasn't seemed to be able to do much in any simulation that we're in. And that's unfortunate for him. Except for Madden 20, of course, because, you know, Madden 20, he has the cover. But moving on to the Super Bowl, well, the Pro Bowl, the winner is going to be us. For some reason, I thought, looking at the Kansas City Chiefs logo, that we lost and the Kansas City Chiefs won. But we're going to move on to the Super Bowl and face the Seattle Seahawks, who should still have a majority of their players that we've already seen in the Super Bowl previously. We're going to quickly go there so we don't spend that much time doing anything else. Bobby Wagner at a 94 overall. Josh Jacobs up to a 94 already after 2 years. Russell Wilson, Doug Baldwin, Earl Thomas, Tyler Lockett, Frank Clark, Cam Chancellor at 32, Shaquille Griffin, Jerron Reed. They have some good players. I wouldn't say it's better than our team. I wouldn't say that. I think our team is very well suited. And I think you can't really get much better than our team right now. And with the momentum that we have, with the morale that it's at right now, everybody is looking very good. And I'm excited to get into this. And here we go. The Browns start off on defense and end up giving up a few big plays right now for the Seahawks. The Seahawks are looking for a first down right now, and they get it by Tyler Lockett, it seems. This is a little late, so I'm trying to keep up with it, but also try to slow down with it. A lot of penalties going on, 3rd and 6, and they don't get the first down, so they're going to try to take the field goal, and they make it. It is 3-0, and we simply cannot do anything on offense. And it seems like the Seahawks are going to be making their way downfield for the first touchdown of the day, 10-0. And the Browns again give the ball away because they were not able to do anything on the offensive side. But we get the ball back, and we throw a pick to Preston Smith, and they get it back again. A.J. Derby gets a gain of 21. We are looking for some sort of luck here. Ugh, that wasn't lucky because they only needed 3 yards. A 15-yard penalty against Josh Allen puts us at a hindrance right now, and the Seahawks are going to give up the ball without getting any points. Duke Johnson goes for a pass of 11. Baker Mayfield gets sacked for 4 yards. 2nd and 14. We get the yards back, but that doesn't mean anything because on 3rd down we throw the ball away. So 4th and 11, punt it away. The Seahawks don't do anything with it. We're getting some big plays, and we finally get the first touchdown of the day, making it 10-7. And they were not able to get the first down on that rush that they had. We're still looking to get the score on our side, but those type of plays back-to-back screw us. They completely screw us. And we start off with the ball at halftime. I did not realize it was halftime. And we're coming out hot with Corey Coleman and Deebo Samuel getting some receptions. We are on 3rd and 1. And we somehow get the first down with Nick Chubb. And we're looking to get the touchdown. A big reception by somebody. I didn't catch who it was. Don't kill me. 10-7. We're at the goal line. This is 2nd and goal. Duke Johnson is not able to get much more. 3rd and goal. And we get sacked for 6 yards. And we have to go for the field goal. And we tie it up. And the Seahawks get the ball back. They're trying to come back with something. But they can't do anything because we get the ball off a turnover. And we're looking to get the touchdown to make it that much more difficult for the Seattle Seahawks to get back into the game. And we get the touchdown. But we miss the extra point. It is 16-10. That could be detrimental. Fourth quarter. This is crunch time right now, and the Seahawks are getting downfield. They get to third down, 4th and 5, so they have to go for the field goal. They went for it, and they messed up, and it's our ball at the 12. We have to be able to take advantage of it, but a 10-yard penalty does not help us. J.C. Tretter's injured on the play. 2nd and 14. Duke Johnson gets a 6-yard rush to put us at 3rd and 9. But that's not going to help us at all. That's not going to help us. They get to the 50. They get a big reception to get to the 26. We're looking for anything to stay in this game right now. 3rd and 3. They get the first. Pass is knocked away. 5-yard rush by Josh Jacobs. Oh, Emmanuel Ogbah gets a crucial sack on Russell Wilson. And they go for the field goal instead of trying to go for the touchdown. Now we just have to run out the clock. That's all we have to do. Or we can go for the first downs. We just need to be able to chew clock as much as possible when we have the opportunity. 16-13. We cannot just give the ball away. Big reception by Jarvis Landry, having the impact that he intended to have. Baker Mayfield gets sacked for 8 yards. Duke Johnson gets basically all 8 yards back. 3rd and 10. A reception by David Njoku gets us the first, and we knock down the clock all the way to the 2-minute warning. A 4-yard rush puts us at 4th and 6, and I assume that we're going for the field goal. And we get it. 19-13. We just have to avoid giving up a touchdown. And it's 1:20 left. A 10-yard penalty on Josh Jacobs gets them the 2nd and 12. Holy fuck. 3rd and 6. They get the first off of Doug Baldwin, who always comes up somehow clutch in these moments. 44 seconds left on the clock. 26 seconds. Adam Humphries gets 9 yards. They get another big reception by Adam Humphries. First down. 10 seconds left. Josh Jacobs gets a 17-yard gain. I'm going to get in because I can't afford for them to mess this up. Because if we somehow do not win this game after all this, that would concern me completely. They got some interesting jerseys on. Oh, I'm in pass coverage as a defensive tackle, but it's helping. It's helping. It's helping. Oh, Russell Wilson putting the skates on him. Who's the flag on? Holding. Offense. Let's go. I'll take it. 1st and 20 with 2 seconds left. They're put in a position that they have to go for the Hail Mary. We need to all be in zone. We need to all be ready to possibly get an interception to stop them from getting anything easy. They're throwing it deep, and it's going to be on the ground, and the Cleveland Browns get their first Super Bowl as part of this Baker Mayfield dynasty against the Seattle Seahawks, wearing very interesting choices as jerseys. Pete Carroll, if you would have ran the ball, you would have had one more Super Bowl. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. But Myles Garrett is there walking past Russell Wilson, not even dapping him up or anything. Dapping up his boys after winning that Super Bowl. Probably a pivotal performance by him. Deebo Samuel seems to have gotten Super Bowl MVP with 2 touchdowns. Yup. And 58 yards. Wow. It's an interesting Super Bowl MVP. And of course, we have to show you how it looks for the Browns to win it with Juan Blanco, Blake Martinez there, Baker Mayfield, Jarvis Landry, and Nick Chubb in the back, interesting enough. I wonder if they're trying to move on from Duke Johnson. Actually, no, that is Duke Johnson. Whoops. So now we come to the dreaded point after a Super Bowl that we have to try to re-sign the players that we have from that run. And that is specifically Myles Garrett. We need to make sure that we get Myles Garrett on the team, regardless of how much it costs. And I'm trying to give him 11 mil and 5.5 on the signing bonus, and I think that he's going to accept this. That's a good offer. I'm glad we got the deal done. Okay, good, because I know everybody in free agency was about to give him way more of a bag and overpay him, but there's really no overpaying him. Now we have to get Jabril Peppers back. We need to put 1.5, 3 mil. I think he'll take this. Yep, we get our safety back, so we're set there. Zane Gonzalez, I would like to get. I mean, I'm not going to overpay a kicker, but I'll give him 250, 850 since we won the Super Bowl. It's exactly the offer he was looking for. So other than that, we need the punter. We do need the punter. So we're basically being put in a position that we need to run it back with the team that we have because there's no other way to go about it. I mean, yeah, we can't really go any other route. So we may be able to get somebody in free agency in terms of with the 11 mil that we have, but it probably won't be anybody too pivotal, and we would really have to rely on the draft to be able to give us somebody. I mean, I could get Micah Parsons to replace Kirksey at right outside linebacker, or at least put Kirksey at middle linebacker because he seems he's more of a pass coverage type of linebacker. I've said linebacker like 20 times. But other than that, I think we're going to be good. If I don't get anybody in free agency, you won't see it, or you'll see whatever crazy free agent we end up having. So I think the only player that we're going to be getting is D.D. Westbrook. I was very tempted to go after Christian McCaffrey, of course. But we need wide receiver depth more, as much as I want to get Christian McCaffrey. Because I could just get Christian, trade Duke Johnson, put Christian McCaffrey in there. But I'm going to go with D.D. Westbrook. I'm not going to go the whole route of trading Duke, risking not getting Christian McCaffrey, and going that route. So we're going to try to get D.D., see if he comes to the team. We're just going to simulate right now, make it super simple and easy. And if he does, that's great. If not, I think we'll live. But D.D. Westbrook will not come to the team. Son of a bitch. Is Christian McCaffrey still here? Nope. Great. All right, so we're trading up to the 12th spot. Maybe this was a little bit of an overpay, but I'm okay with it. At the 12th spot, I could really get anybody that I want, whether it's a center, whether it's a cornerback. If I end up going the route of getting Patrick Surtain, I am trading one of these cornerbacks to get a better center. There's no other route to go because I just need either a really good cornerback to pair up with Denzel Ward or a center to solidify our offensive line because J.C. Treader is probably going to be on his way out. The Raiders are the very first pick. They go Jalen Waddle at the first overall pick. Brandon Spitz goes to the Broncos. Connor Painter, of course, these are auto-generated. Jamar Chase goes to the Lions. The Bengals take Frank Gallardo. The Bengals take Trevor Lawrence. Lotwin Bostic goes to the Jets, who was the top prospect, really. The Bears go with Micah Parsons. Fuck. Okay, well, that's off the table. Patrick Surtain goes to the Bucks. Okay. DeMarcus Sims. Twan Chinasa. And now it's our pick. Now we're up on the board, which, I mean, I wish Micah Parsons could have fallen to here. But now we can only go one route, and that is center. I mean, this is the best center in the draft class, mid-first rounder. First in the 40, third in the 3 cones, second in the 20-yard, and first in the bench press. I'm okay with this. He's a power 78 superstar. Holy shit! We just got Houston Henry, the superstar. Get J.C. Treader the fuck up on out of here. So now the lineup has that brand new superstar center who's going to do beautifully on this team. Unfortunately, Kevin Zeitler is on his way down. So this just very well might be the last year. It very well might be. Only because we won the Super Bowl. If we're able to do it again, we're a dynasty. And the team looks amazing. I don't see why we wouldn't just trust that it's the dynasty of the Browns. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the season ends. We'll see how the season goes. But I'm pretty good with this team that we have. I think we've done very well with this. The only thing that I ever wanted to improve was the fact of the wide receivers. But other than that, the offensive line is probably the best that I've made. And yeah, I'm confident with it. We can go ahead and simulate to the midseason mark. I might try to make trades with the JC Treader, who is now our backup, who's down to a 73 now. Try to get some value out of him before he heads out. All right, so we're trading JC Treader, if I can get the words off, a 7th round pick and a 5th round pick for Shaq Mason to get that right guard situation sorted out. I'm sure that Shaq Mason is in his last year of his contract. That's probably why they're just giving it to me. But I'm not opposed to it. I'm not. 2 years on it, that's perfect regardless. I don't plan on going further than that 2nd year on this contract. So we're going to go ahead and simulate to the midseason mark now that we have him on the team. May try to trade Kevin Zeitler. I'm not sure. We could just keep flipping and flipping and flipping, but I don't know. Maybe we just keep him. All right, well, it ended up working out. Kevin Zeitler traded with a 3rd round pick and a 6th round pick this year for Devondre Campbell, who was an 88 overall. So I'm good with that. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Devondre Campbell's going to fill in just fine at that right outside linebacker spot. I was either looking for that or a defensive tackle, and it just ended up panning out with the Falcons. So we're going to go ahead and simulate to the midseason mark and see how this team does. So at the midseason mark, we are 6-2. I mean, that's ideal right there. It doesn't get much better than that. We are looking to keep that up, but everything is looking good so far. Baker Mayfield is an 87 overall, and both wide receivers are 89. So now we just have to worry about re-signing players. Denzel Ward is definitely one that we have to commit to. That's somebody that I want to keep on the team without a doubt. And he's re-signing with us. Baker Mayfield, the franchise, up to superstar. Needs to get superstar money. 16 mil a year, 7 mil signing bonus. That's the QB. That's a good offer. I'm glad we got the deal done. I appreciate it, gang. Duke Johnson may not get money from me. Bodie Calhoun. I want to get Nick Chubb back. He's 25. I think that he'll be good for the future. Okay, we didn't have to pay him much either. Colton Miller. We'll go 175, 3.5. Beautiful. We get our right tackle back. TJ Carey's 31 years old. Bodie Calhoun is 28. I'll sign him to a 1 year. But, I mean, we can do that. We can do that later. We're not going to do that right now. A lot of our cornerbacks, basically every single one except for Denzel Ward, might be on the move, which I'm not opposed to. I can figure that out. But I got the guys that I wanted. Christian Kirksey, although he's been great, I don't think he's going to be coming back. I want to have Devondre Campbell as the main guy now because he's only regressing, meaning Kirksey. And, yeah, now we have to implement the new draft class. Take a look at that real quick, and then we will keep on moving forward. I hope that I just put in the right one. I'm pretty sure I did. But Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brock Purdy, Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner would be more than ideal. Way more than ideal. I mean, this might be the draft that I go cornerback. It is the most viable option right now because all of these guys are all really good cornerbacks that I could depend on. Sauce specifically. I don't know if we got him in the Bills one. Maybe we did because I feel like I did get him, unless that was the last one that I just did. But either way, I would like to get Sauce Gardner. If that doesn't happen, then I just pivot to somebody else. Kyle Hamilton was somebody that I think I got in the last year that I had. Curtis Thompson is a left outside linebacker. We don't really need that. Rashard Cornelius, early first-round pick. Kayvon Thibodeau could be an early first-round pick. Chauncey Hayward, early first round. Earlzo Black, Chris Olave, and that's going to be it for that. We know Garrett Wilson's going to be good. Middle linebacker seems to be the weak point right now, though. So Rashard Cornelius might be the way that we try to go. Try to trade that 2nd and 4th for a higher pick, but we have to see how the season ends. We're not going to jump too far ahead right now. We can't even trade right now, really. So we're going to have to sim to the end of the season, see how the rest of the season goes after going 6-2. All right, we are at the end of the season. We ended off the season with a W, and we're not seeing any sort of playoff games, so I would hope we are 12-4. Wow, okay. The team, of course, looks amazing. I mean, you can't get much better than this. Henry at the middle is an 82 overall. The defense looks tremendous. You can't really get much better than what we have right now, which is great. It's great, so I'm excited. Yearly awards, though. Le'Veon Bell wins MVP. 2 running backs in the top 2. Baker Mayfield was 9th in the rankings. We, Juan Blanco, were number 5. Baker Mayfield was number 4 on Offensive Player of the Year. Josh Allen was number 8 on Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year, of course, is going to go to Trevor Lawrence. Defensive Rookie of the Year, nobody on our team. But we got our center, we got our guy, and now we can keep it pushing because he's been a pivotal piece, it seems. Why is nobody getting upgraded? I feel like I put auto progress on, and it's not progressing. Okay, it's just not going to progress until next week probably. So we're going to simulate. We're going to see who we end up facing. It's going to be the Cleveland Browns versus the Miami Dolphins. The 8-8 Miami Dolphins. Wow. Henry's up to an 84 center, by the way. But we are facing the Miami Dolphins in our home. We have to go ahead and take a look at who they have on their roster. So the Dolphins have Minkah Fitzpatrick. In this universe, he didn't ask for a trade to the Steelers. David Irving. For some reason, I don't recognize him. TJ Hawkinson, who was the guy that I wanted them to take. Ryan Shazier, AJ Terrell, Kenyon Drake, Trey Boston, Dante Fowler, Kenny Stills, Charles Harris, Jawan James, Devontae Parker, Rashad Jones. Damn, who's quarterback? Ryan Tannehill. Of course it is. The dreaded Ryan Tannehill. The definition of mediocrity. We never got past mediocrity with him. But we are going to simulate past this one with the Dolphins. And we are moving on to the AFC Conference Championship. And it's against the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 8-8. So I was going to check and see their roster, but they basically have the same exact roster. The Chiefs are the only team standing in our way of moving on to the Super Bowl. But this time, we're at home. And who is going to be making it to the Super Bowl? It is the Cleveland Browns facing the New York Giants, who are 11-4-1. The Giants have OBJ, Landon Collins, Saquon Barkley, Dexter Lawrence. Oh, Dexter Lawrence ended up being there anyways. Jalen Hurts, I forgot I did see him as part of that list. Damon Harrison Sr. at an 88 overall. Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, Dalvin Tomlinson, Will Hernandez, Vernon Hargraves, Connor Painter, Janoris Jenkins. They got a team. They got Randall from us, but they have a team. They have a team. We can go ahead and simulate it. I'm not going to jump in. I'm trying to avoid jumping in from now on. I don't want to have any sort of impact, and I don't want to have any sort of biasy in terms of me wanting to play with the team. As much as I do want to play with this team, I'm not going to do it. So the Giants start off with the ball and are getting off to a hot start immediately and get a touchdown. The Browns are trying to answer back and get the same, and they do that. It is already 7-7. But the Giants turn over the ball, and the Browns have a chance to make an impact here, but they're not going to be able to. 4th and 13, they have to punt it and give it back to the Giants. The Giants get a big reception by OBJ, as they probably should. 7-7, a 10-yard rush for Saquon, but they get knocked back by Josh Allen sacking Jalen Hurts, and it makes it 4th and 9, so they have to punt it to us. They put us at the 1. which is insane work. Duke Johnson and Nick Chubb are a hell of a pairing right there. 9 yards for David Njoku, a 5-yard penalty on Damon Harrison. If we just speed this up, we are not going to be able to get anything going. They get the ball back at the 5. And it seems like they might not have as much luck as we had at the goal line. And of course, I spoke too soon. They are going to be able to get the field goal. I did not see that they got that. 10-7. The Browns were going good for a while. Then they got 2 losses. 3rd and 22. And that is going to do it for that drive. But the Giants get 3 and outed as the Browns are trying to get that lead again. Or the first lead for them. But they end up getting the tie again. It is 10-10. And the Giants just won't back down. OBJ wants this Super Bowl as bad as anybody. He's getting all the receptions right now. They get to the 2, and they get the touchdown, 17-10. We're getting to the 4th quarter where the Browns need to be able to show up, and if not, they will lose. And the Browns are at the 22, 2nd and 10, and the touchdown by Debo ties up the game. The Giants get the ball. Jalen Hurts gets sacked. A negative 3-yard rush for Saquon. 3rd and 17. And somehow they get the first. This is insane. 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter. 4th and 2. They punt it to us. Pass is thrown away. Negative 3-yard rush by Duke Johnson. And we have to punt it right back to them. They get better field position than they had before. And, of course, Saquon Barkley is going to get a touchdown at some point in this game. 42-yard rush for the touchdown, and the extra point is good. 24-17. Baker Mayfield gets sacked for 4 yards. Okay, I know that I said that I wasn't going to do it, but I am going to do it. I'm hopping in because there's no way that we were going to allow them to go 3rd and whatever and just end up getting the first down regardless. We have to be able to do everything possible. Oh, 4th and 1, I assume. Yep, 4th and 1. We need to get the first down. Duke, come on. Push for it, Duke. Oh, let's go. Let's go, Duke Johnson. Push for that. 3 minutes and 47 seconds left. I'm looking to get the touchdown, but I also don't know if I want to leave much time on the clock. Maybe I go for the 2-point conversion. I'm not 100% sure right now. Maybe we leave more time on the clock so we can get the ball back. It's really something that we're going to have to see how the cards unfold. But I'm going to David Njoku again. The reliable option. Circle, square, but it's not able to register. But another first stops the clock. 3 minutes and 11 seconds left. Baker Mayfield is in a PA boot. Oh. That scared the fuck out of me. We got some good options here. We just have to hope that one of them gets open. Beautiful. Corey Coleman gets the yards to get us to the 7 at 2 minutes and 55 seconds left. Baker Mayfield throws an absolute dot to him. Oh my gosh. Please, please, please. David Njoku, I need you to run the route of your fucking life, bro. Legitimately. Oh. Fuck. 24-17. We got to see if we can get the safety. Oh, come on. Get to him. Let's go. Make him lose a yard. Let's go. 24-17. Oh, they end up running it. And Myles Garrett chases down Saquon Barkley. And that's a hell of a heads-up play right there. Because if he didn't do that, he was getting that first down without a doubt. Oh my gosh. I had to get some sort of yards. That was not looking good at any point there. Oh, Seals Jones just might seal the deal. We have to get the touchdown now. There's about 18 seconds left. Oh, beautiful! Deebo Samuel gets us the touchdown off of a playmaker. Holy fuck! Okay, I'm not kicking the field goal. I'm not kicking the field goal. Okay, there we go. 24-24, and we're gonna be going into halftime. Hopefully, ideally, I'm gonna squib kick it to make them use the clock. 3 seconds. Need them to pick it up and not return it, and that's what they're going to do. We're going to go into overtime. I think at this point, the overtime rules was the first one to score is the one to win it all. The Browns have won the toss. We are going to receive because I want to be able to score. I'm going to be on offense. Now, I don't know about doing defense, but I'll do it if I need to. Oh my God. The pass by Baker Mayfield. Oh my gosh, to Deebo. What a fucking pass. Deebo might win back-to-back Super Bowl MVPs if we're able to come out with it. Oh yeah. Coleman. Let's go. Get me to the 4. All right, we're going with the power right. Oh! Nick Chubb wants it. And it's going to be the Cleveland Browns winning it back-to-back Super Bowls against the Giants. And Nick Chubb breaking that tackle just decided that for us. Some big plays by big players. Myles Garrett chased down Saquon Barkley to avoid them getting the first down and possibly running out the clock completely. Deebo Samuel getting that deep pass, and Baker Mayfield throwing a fucking bomb to Deebo. That was wild. That was wild. I think I am going to end it after that. I'm not going to lie. I think that's the best way to end it just because of the big plays that we just had. If we do another year, I feel like it'll just mess up what we just had in playing this. And I think that was entertaining in itself. I was entertained playing it. Hopefully you were entertained watching it. But I really do think that Deebo's going to get Super Bowl MVP. A hell of a pass by Baker to get that last second touchdown. Deebo gets that deep pass at the start of overtime. And Nick Chubb breaks the tackle. But it looks like Baker Mayfield might be the one winning Super Bowl MVP with that cutscene. Because usually that's the one that is the Super Bowl MVP. So it may be Baker. Baker had a very good day. So I wouldn't be surprised. All the same players as before. Wait, but this time, is that Blake Martinez or is that? It is. I thought it was our new center. But that's a team right there. And the beautiful brown jerseys. And we went back-to-back Super Bowls. So yeah, I think this is going to be it for this. Now, although this team is very, very good. And it's very tempting to keep going. I just don't want to end on a bad note, and I don't know what the next year brings. We have 99 Myles Garrett, 98 Josh Allen, 91 Denzel Ward. Everybody is on it. Our offensive line is insane. Yeah, I would like to try to go for a third year. Fuck it. We're gonna speed run that shit. So we're gonna get what we need in this draft class. I was very tempted to just call it quits, but what I won't do next year is the Super Sim. Actually, I have to, because there's no way I'm just gonna miss watching us possibly go for a 3-peat. So yeah, we're gonna see what we need to get in the draft class, see what we can get in the draft class. But I think for the most part, yeah, Sauce Gardner is the guy that I want to get. Sauce Gardner or Rashard Cornelius. I think Blake Martinez is still doing fine. I wouldn't see why not. I'm going to make this as quick as possible. Blake Martinez is 28. Yeah, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine where he is. We need to get a cornerback for sure. So we're going to try to trade for that. We're going to go to the re-signing period to re-sign players. I don't know if we still have any that we need to. If we do, I think it's just... Oh, that's right. That is right. Duke Johnson Jr. 13.4. We're going to try to get him back. Get him on a 1-year deal. Re-signed. I want to try to get Duke. I think he's been good for us. I think he should accept that. That's a good offer. Okay, so we keep him. We should probably get Ricky Seals back. I'm not concerned about getting anybody in free agency. I think we're good with our team. And we should just be able to get that cornerback in Sauce Gardner and just keep it pushing. We will still take a look at free agency. But, yeah. Imagine we do all this. I simulate the entire season because I'm not going to stop at the midseason mark. I simulate the entire season and we don't make the playoffs. That would be outrageous. That would be actually insane if that happened. I mean, this is a good-looking free agency class, but we can't really do much here. It's okay. I'm not too concerned about it. I like my team. I'm not going to do anything with that. So we're going to go ahead and try to make some trades to get a higher pick so we could try to get Sauce Gardner, and we'll see what it takes. All right, we're trading for the 15th pick. We're going to quickly swap that out and try to get a higher pick. Of course, we're not going to get Sauce with the 15th pick. We need to be able to get within at least the top 5. We'll do 6. Okay, now it's doing the glitch. Fantastic. That's what I need. That's what I need. I just want to be able to get the trade done. 15th pick. You have the first pick. I wish I could get the first pick. I think the Vikings, they have a second pick. How much does this do? Nothing. Okay, yeah, we'll just go for a top 5. Now, what would be unfortunate if his Sauce Gardner does not drop to us, which would be highly unfortunate. That would be very unfortunate. 2 second-round picks, 15th pick. Fuck. We're going to have to go like little bit by little bit to get up to this. So we'll give up a 3rd and a 4th this year and the 15th pick. Motherfuckers. They get real stingy, huh? They get real stingy. 2nd-round pick next year. Okay. Wow. Okay, what do you need? Free safety, do I have that? No. Gosh, these motherfuckers, bro. They really try their best to screw me. They really do. And we just might have to give up 2 second-rounders to get that 10th pick. That's so tough. That is so tough because that was like all the trade assets that we had. We could possibly move up a little bit more. Like to the 8th spot. Maybe the 6th spot to the Colts. Every fucking time, bro. Gosh, just give me the damn thing. I hate when it glitches like that in older games. And it's not like they're going to fix it. Like, the game's already gone. Like, it's done. I'm, like, the only idiot on here. Colts. Let's go the 10th pick, 4th, 3rd. And... wow. Okay. That's not even like a budge. That's not even anywhere close to it. Can we find the 8th pick to move up 2 more spots? If we can possibly get Sauce Gardner, that would be fantastic. I don't know how likely that is. There it is. The 8th pick. Okay, we move up just a little bit more. Now, what we can do... I mean, I don't think we even have enough cornerbacks to be able to do so. No, we don't. We don't have it. Okay, so we're just going to keep the 8th pick. We're going to go to the draft, and we're going to get that cornerback that we want. Now, hopefully it's Sauce. If not, then we'll get another cornerback. All right, the Bears, first pick. Black goes, well, the defensive tackle, Black goes there. Brock Purdy goes to the Vikings. Dalton Barnes goes to the Panthers. Rashard Cornelius goes to the Bucks. Garrett Wilson goes to the Steelers. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, Indianapolis Colts. Gosh. Motherfucker's always raining on my fucking parade, bro. Gosh. Tariq Woolen, Derek Stingley, Trent McDuffie. Tariq Woolen would be the ideal one since he's 6'4". Seems like he's insane. We'll take Tariq Woolen. I like him personally as a real life one. 81 overall quick. Ugh, okay. I mean, it fills in the cornerback slot. 97 speed. He should be good. Hopefully he does end up developing, but I wish it could have been Sauce. So this is the roster at the start of the season. Debo officially took over as the wide receiver 1. Jarvis Landry at 2. Baker Mayfield's up to an 88. That's probably the best that we've gotten from a quarterback developing ever in one of these without me having to touch him. The defense, Myles Garrett, Tariq Woolen's going to be at CB3. I think that he's going to do fine. But overall, the team looks good. The team looks good. Let's just simulate to the end of the season. I think we're going to be fine. All right, well, straight to it. We are facing the Jaguars, who are 9-6-1, and we are 11-5. Everything's still looking good. Everything's still looking great. Tariq Woolen is up to an 83. We'll just reorder the lineup so he can be the CB2. 97 overall offense. I mean, we can't get much better than this right now, so we're just going to go ahead and simulate while we... Actually, no. We'll look at the yearly awards. We won't rush it too much. We're going to look at Baker Mayfield being the 9th spot, and we are also the 9th spot. Don't know how he never won MVP, but he's been top 5 almost every year in Offensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett was 2nd in Defensive Player of the Year. That's unfortunate. Offensive Rookie of the Year did not end up being anybody. Of course, Sauce Gardner is going to be Defensive Player of the Year, but it doesn't matter because the Colts suck. Tariq Woolen at the 4th spot, though. We're going to go ahead and simulate past this. I don't know why they dropped as a team, because they were better before, if I'm not mistaken. They were much better in terms of record. They still have Jalen. I don't see why they got worse. They still basically have the same team. So it's just luck of the draw, really. And we're going to simulate to the divisional and see if we're the ones coming out on top. And we are. We're having the same route again. We beat them 45-20. Now we're facing the Kansas City Chiefs, which I'm almost certain is the same lineup. Everybody's still looking good on our team. I'm confident. I'm ready. Let's go ahead and move to the AFC Conference Championship. And it is going to be not us. That's a tough way to go out. That's a very tough way to go out. Losing to the Kansas City Chiefs, who we have beat back-to-back years, and they finally take us off that pedestal, off of that, I don't know what you want to call it, but a hell of a team that we had. You couldn't get much better than what we had during the season. It was a great lineup. It was a great team. It was much better when we had depth at cornerback. But that's going to do it. That's going to do it. I think one of my better rebuilds, I think we just keep getting better and better each episode. If you have any ideas for this, leave it down in the comments below. I am more than happy to do it. I will be getting to the Bengals, Joe Burrow, and Jamar Chase one. I just need more time with that. And so more people can see this, so we can get this out more often, because it lets me know I need to do this. I need to make sure it comes out, and I need to make sure it comes out on time for you guys. And subscribe so you don't miss out on any of these. If you want, you can put the notifications for it. That's up to you. I'm not going to make that decision for you. But yeah, I will see you in the next video. Peace.